Yo, guys, welcome to
The Australia
the
exclusive pod.
the Australia Now podcast, where we're talking about various things about Australia.
Hmm.
Um, we got uh the emu.
All right,
We got Huntsman spider,
right,
classic.
right.
Um,
I'm maybe forcing it.
expensive cigarettes. Cigarettes are
Mm.
very expensive here. It's
Don't they call them ciggies?
Yeah, can I bum a ciggy? I don't think they call them fags like the British do. Which I
Mm.
can say because that's what the British call cigarettes. They actually call them that.
Yes,
That is a
this is a
non-censorable offense.
fine. This is a fine thing to say.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, welcome to Northwest Trenches. We're back to work.
Yeah,
Because we didn't record anything the past
yeah.
2 weeks. We just kind of threw shit from a backlog of we had, and yeah, that was that pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was 2 weeks ago. I was in New York City,
Hmm.
and then well, I forget what you were doing last weekend.
Last Friday, I was at popular friend of the show, in quotations perhaps, depending on your view, Stavros. I believe
At the
it's
Stavros
Halkias.
concert,
Halkias, I think, is the last
the
name.
Stavros
I,
concert.
I was at his 1 hour set, maybe 90-minute set, and it was very nice. Now,
Was it funny?
it was funny, but it was not as memorable as the Nick Mullins set, I think.
Why?
That's
Explain.
I think it's because for Stavros, whoever his like agent is always telling him, "Hey, be as PC as possible. That's the only way you're getting on TV. Just be
Yeah.
positive and nice about everything." But some people were making the point that he's still saying stuff in a derogatory way.
What people were
Yeah.
like? Oh, that's offensive.
Well,
Yeah.
it's more like he was talking about how easy it is to go to the red light district, and suddenly he has two women from withdrawing from an ATM.
That's
and
pretty good.
and he was also pretty confidently stating that it's not his fault that he's like 36 and he doesn't have kids.
Nice.
uh, Probably the best joke in there is that it's a very raunchy joke, and people were saying, "Oh, well, he's recording a special. You're not supposed to leak too much stuff." But the funniest joke he had on the day I went was joking about conceiving a child, and he's like, "Yeah, you know it's really weird when you're next to your dad, and then you realize he was probably kind of keeled over, going, for like 5 minutes, bro. For like 5 minutes."
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good show.
Yeah, I can't spoil too much because it's literally a special he's working on.
Yeah. And he's a friend of the show after all,
Yeah,
so, we got to respect him.
it'd be like if I went to a Shane Gillis event. I would not spoil any of that.
Yeah, it's like if you went to the Cigarette Tony concert,
Ooh.
where I just kind of stand on stage and collect ticket money.
Hmm. You sit there and you smoke cigarettes and you go, "This is a personal experiment. All you have to do is drop money into this hat. I don't
Yeah.
want anything else. I'm just gonna sit here. Give me money. I smoke cigarette."
I wonder if I could actually do that as like a grift, like call it smoking live, and it's just I get
Mm-hmm.
up on a stage in front of a microphone and smoke cigarettes for like a half hour, and I get off and leave, and I get paid like $100 to do that.
uh, I think you can go to Oh, you should have fucking done that at New York. You should
Oh,
have
I
just
totally
been
fucking
there.
should have.
You should have been there in Times Square with a little sign that says "Smoking cigarettes, pay me, please."
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
smoking
We
your
didn't end
life
up.
away.
We didn't end up heading to Times Square, but
Hmm.
because we were only really there for like maybe 24 hours in total, I want to say.
Okay.
But because we got there at like two, no, it was about 5 o'clock on Friday, and we
Hmm.
left at about 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Hmm.
But I we went to like Little Italy, and we
Ooh.
ate at Umberto's Clam House,
Ooh.
where Joe Gallo got fucking waxed by some Italian in the fucking doorway. And I was like kind of telling the guys, the story, kind of like the whole story about that. And I get to the part where it's like, yeah, you got whacked in the doorway as I'm walking out of the doorway. And I'm like, I like just kind of like stop talking for a second. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like he was walking out that doorway and then he was just gone. Like he
Hmm.
was just
Hmm.
dead. There was nothing. And I was kind of imagining what that would like look like from his point of view
Yeah.
because I was like actually walking out of the fucking place. It was like it was very surreal
Hmm.
how that all kind of like fell into place. Um but yeah, Little Italy was pretty cool. I remember we went to because we walked to hold on, let me flex my new fucking sneakers real quick.
Oh shit. If you're near where Shane lives, do not do not take these.
So we were going to like a sneaker shop because
Hmm.
that's something Benjamin, friend of the show, and I wanted to do. But to get there we had to go through Chinatown,
Mm. Mm.
and Chinatown was fucking crazy. Well, it wasn't like crazy, but like um it was just like you it was like, have you ever heard Nick Mullen describe Chinatown?
Yeah.
It was like exactly as he described it,
Hmm. Hmm.
like verbatim. Like I remember I walked by a guy. Well, first of all, the second we walked into Chinatown, very small, very strong smell of fish. I
Oh,
just a very strong fucking
there you go.
fish. The second, literally the second we walked into Chinatown, and I was like, "There's no fucking way, dude." Like, there's no fucking way this is real. For somebody like me who
Hmm.
like, you know, loves his stereotypes and making fun. I mean, come on, dude. Like, you're making it easy. So we keep walking, and obviously there's, the Chinese are everywhere. It's like, it's cool, whatever. Uh, I walked by a guy, Chinese guy who was fucking chain smoking cigarettes, and he was selling produce,
Yeah.
and he had two like pieces of cardboard sitting on the fucking ground on the sidewalk, and he had like fucking like lettuce looking shit like radishes, and the lettuce shit was like half on the piece of
Hmm.
cardboard,
Hmm.
and I was like, wow, that's fucking cooked. Um, Trying to think what else. Yeah, I don't know, but Chinatown was pretty cool. Like
Hmm.
it was very cool to like see that, and walk through it, and I didn't realize that the tenement museum that like talks
Tiananmen
about China.
Square.
No, no, it's like the whatever. Yeah, the tenement museum. That's where like the Chinese immigrants would stay,
Ah,
and they
yeah.
still have tenement apartments there too. But it was like a couple blocks from the apartment or the hotel we were staying in, and I was like, damn, I wish I had time to go fucking look at that because that's something I'd like to go do.
Mm.
But I did really like New York City, and I plan on going back. So I think if I go back, I'm going to the fucking tenement museum.
Hmm.
And I wanted to see the fucking 9/11. Didn't get to do that. Didn't get to see 9/11. That
Mm.
was rough.
Hmm.
I saw the Empire State Building. That was really cool.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but we were there for the New York International Opera Show also. So that's kind of yeah, that's the basic summary of our trip. But
Yeah. Do
it was
you
pretty cool.
do you have a 5 word or more description of our friend of the show, Andy?
Uh, Shorter than me, thick as hell,
Hell yeah.
sexy as hell.
Hell yeah.
Just as funny in real life as he is online.
Hmm.
And all around good hang, I would say.
Hell yeah.
So that's those are I that wasn't a 5 word descriptor, but
5 phrase, it works.
I gave you 5 things that
Yeah.
are glowing qualities about good old fashioned Andy, which was really cool to meet him because when I first met him,
Hmm.
I was talking to him and like he was like, "This is actually crazy. Like, when did we meet?" And we were talking about it, and I was like, "I think it was 2016 or something like that." And it's just crazy to think that I've like I just never really thought that I've known him for almost like 10 fucking years at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
Like it was just crazy to me. Um but yeah, no, it was fucking awesome getting to meet him. Uh but yeah, let me flex these sneakers real
Oh
quick.
shit.
$200
Oh
for
shit.
the Jordan
Yo.
9 Olives.
Yo.
These motherfuckers are
Damn.
clean as hell. They got the OD green that I
Ooh.
really like. I like the red on it,
Hmm.
Jumpman, and I like the Jumpman on the side. But all around, fucking awesome shoe. Um,
You had your
really
headset off,
awesome.
but when you first grabbed those shoes, I said, "Oh shit! Anybody who's near Shane, don't steal those."
Yeah. No, they're great shoes, and they're very comfortable too. Like
Mm.
insanely comfortable. So yeah, I think all around, very good. Uh,
You know what's not as
yeah.
good?
What's not as good?
Uh, Questionable man, the Pope. Pope Francis passed away.
I honestly, I feel the same way about Pope Francis dying as I do Jimmy Carter. I just genuinely don't give a fuck.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like the Pope, I don't give a fuck about him. He's fucking. I don't like Catholicism. I'm not a fan of Catholicism personally. I'm going
Yeah,
after the Catholics here. Not a big fan of them. So,
I guess.
well, the Crusades were cool. The Crusades, all right.
Yeah,
The Crusades, were no, the Crusades were for Christianity, wasn't it? The Pope had nothing to do with it.
I think
Did the
so.
Pope have anything to do with the Crusades?
Hmm. I just
Because
know his next successor is on like a sports betting website right now, and they're like, it's either a black man or an Asian man, and that's all I know. I don't know any of their names. I just know that's what sports betting apps have is who will be the next pope? Black man,
yeah,
Asian man.
the Pope did in fact do the Crusades. So, but this Pope did no Crusades at all. So you
Nah.
can kind of go fuck himself. Um,
And Francis is almost as bad as Travis when it comes to names.
yeah, yeah. What if we get uh, Pope Jared in?
Ooh.
He's just like some
Jared
fuck.
Fogle.
Yeah, what if they I mean with all the fucking child rape that goes on in the Catholic Church, I mean they might as well just make Jared Fogle the fucking pope. I mean,
Hmm. Hmm.
seriously.
Man, I don't know. It's been a long bit since we've recorded a pod,
Yeah,
and
dude.
so much stuff keeps happening over and over and
Yeah.
over. The NFL draft just came by.
Yeah, we got Shador Sanders of the
Yeah,
Browns, baby.
the Cleveland Browns got the number 2 quarterback in their class,
Yeah.
Shador Sanders, son of Deion Sanders. The reason why the Browns were able to get this guy is not because they had the 2 pick. They traded the 2 pick away to the Jaguars and got next year's first from the Jaguars to move down.
Okay.
So Now the Browns have 2 firsts next year, unless they do a package deal later in the season.
Yeah.
And at this point, they probably will do the package deal just to get another receiver. They'll be like, "Hey, here's both of next year's top picks, and we're just gonna grab receiver 7 from the Vikings or something." It's not even
Yeah.
gonna be the best receiver on the Vikings. It's gonna be like the third best. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of figured they're going to go with Shador Sanders
Yeah.
for QB pick. Everybody's been fucking talking about him more than the other ones, and usually that's an indicator of who's going to get signed.
Yeah. Uh,
Because like ESPN Sports Studio, I mean, I'm pretty sure they work
yeah.
directly with the Cleveland Browns, so they like literally for the for fucking months they've been yapping about fucking Shador Sanders more than all the other guys.
Mhm.
And I was like, I bet the Browns are gonna fucking sign him,
Yeah.
and sure enough, they did.
So what's fun is that the Browns quarterback room has 5 guys.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson with his torn in half Achilles, meaning he'll be out until January. Then they got Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco was there a couple of years ago. He got a 5-1 record. He was really good. Then there's Kenny Pickett. There's a former Steeler, Kenny Pickett. Don't know if they're going to keep that guy. Then they drafted Dylan Gabriel ahead of Shadur.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, yeah.
Loser, gay.
He's some
gay,
Oregon guy that's been
destroyed.
there for like 6 years or something.
Yeah.
And then they drafted Shadur.
He's an Oregonian. He's an Argonian. They have lizards on the team now. What is going on?
Yeah.
The NFL is signing lizards? The Cleveland Browns just signed a lizard to their team. It identifies as a person. How come I can't identify as a lizard?
I'm
What is
glad
going on?
I'm glad Tucker Carlson could come in and talk about the Browns.
Yeah, Tucker knows a lot of shit about a lot of shit. A lot of people, you know, he knows about like aliens and UFOs. He knows about like Obama doing crack. Like he knows like all this shit. He knows a lot. He's a wealth of knowledge. That Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, it's very prominent that the Browns fuck up. And literally, I have written down on a separate part of this entire script about the Browns every draft mistake they made since like 1980 is written
Holy
down
shit.
right here.
Damn, you're fucking. You're putting the Browns under the microscope.
Yeah.
You're gonna damage the team's reputation
Like
with all this shit.
in 1999, their first pick with the new version of the Browns was Tim Couch, but they could have gotten Donovan McNabb. Another good one here is instead of getting Brady Quinn in 2007, they should have gotten Dwayne Bowe, a receiver. In 2008, they traded away their pick, and they could have gotten Chris Johnson. Literally, Chris 2K.
Chris Jericho.
Chris
They could have gotten Chris
2K,
Jericho.
One more for the road here. Okay. So in 2011, they drafted one guy named Phil Taylor, and he sucks ass. And they traded away another pick. They could have gotten Julio Jones and Cameron Jordan in the same fucking draft. Can you imagine the Browns with like Johnny Manziel at that time and Julio Jones and Cam Jordan on the same fucking team?
Probably would have been a pretty damn good team.
It probably would have went to the playoffs at least twice by the time 2014 came around with Manziel. Like, that's crazy that they fucked up so many times that you can just poke and prod. The thing is, with every team that sucks ass, it's usually their own fault. That's the issue that comes across.
Pretty much.
Like, I could have a 10-page script about the Browns, but there could also be a 30-page script about the Detroit Pistons after, like, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same stuff every time. It's just people thinking one way when they should draft or trade a different way. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I I had a ghost experience today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What I believe to be a ghost experience at the very least.
Hmm.
So we working at this house for like I think we had total 5 hours working in this house. We were
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
replacing a heat exchanger on a Navian tankless water heater. And if you don't know what the fuck that means, all you need to know is that A, it's a pain in the ass,
Mm-hmm.
and B, it's a fucking pain in the ass, and it takes a long fucking time to do. So, we're there for a while, and the guy that I work with, he went upstairs to go get a chew,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we're in the basement of this place, and nobody's home. It's just me and the guy I'm working with. So I hear him go out the door, and I just kind of start pacing around the basement, like I've been standing around in the one room down there for a while. I just kind of wanted some new scenery, so just kind of walking around, and I hear footsteps coming back, and I'm like, okay, dude's back, and they just kind of like stopped at the top of the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not thinking anything of this, like I don't think fucking literally I don't think anything of this at all. I just think like maybe he's checking his phone or something, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I hear the front door open, and I hear my coworker walking in. So, and I swear to God, I heard these footsteps. I swear to fucking God, I heard. And I was the only one in that fucking house.
Ugh.
And I don't know. He came down, and I didn't really think about it, but like 5 minutes go by, and I'm like, the fuck was that? And immediately I told him, I was like, I heard fucking footsteps upstairs, and then you came in the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of brushed it off, and I brushed it off, but, we got the job done. We're up there making sure the fucking faucet heats the damn water, and I'm just, like, thinking about that and thinking about that, and I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And we've been to this house, like, multiple times. It's like, it's a nice house, just the utilities in it are fucking dog shit. And, never had anything weird happen, and I don't know because I'm assuming at some point I'm going to have to go back there because the place is just the appliances are fucking like I said.
Mm.
And when I do, I'm gonna fucking ask him, hey, is your house? Do you you hear weird shit sometimes? Because I
Yeah.
want to know if they've had that happen to them or something.
Mm.
But yeah, no, that was a strange experience for today.
Well, the closest thing I got was yesterday. Um, when I was trying to get the hell out of where I was for working yesterday,
Yeah.
um, a tiny little ball started moving just a little on my windshield. And I went, is that a fucking spider? Is that a fucking spider? Thing was literally this round. Like when you make a perfect circle with your hand.
Yeah.
It was literally that size of a spider on my fucking windshield. And I quickly turn on my wiper and you hear thump ski and the fucking thing died. And I was just like, thank God. I don't want to deal with that ever again.
You straight up fucking got his ass, bro.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience to smother one of those things because
Yeah,
it could have been and it looked like a brown recluse spider. So if that fucker got into my car and bit me, I would be dead as of today.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was cock. Um, no, I guess I can tell the viewers that my power was out,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean it doesn't mean anything for them. The podcast is still going to come out on time, but I got home at 3:30, and the power didn't come on until maybe 6:45
Ooh,
or something like that.
ooh.
So yeah, I smoked a bunch of weed and then pet the cat for a while. I watched YouTube with the cat, and we were watching a video about the 100 people versus one gorilla hypothetical.
uh,
He really liked because they had like stock footage of gorillas doing shit, so the cat really liked that, and I really liked that because I was stoned. And then like I heard this buzzing, and like the cat heard the buzzing, and we're like turning around and like, what the fuck's that over there? It sounds like something that can sting me. And I'm like, that's not good. And then I see the thing crawling around on the window, and it's a hornet, like a massive fucking hornet.
ugh,
Like the biggest
ugh,
hornet I've ever seen in my entire life. The
uh.
thing was huge. And fucking Garfield, the cat, he fucking sees it. And he fucking slinks his ass over there and starts like looking at it, and like he would like is occasionally reaching his paw out, and I'm like, dude, don't. You're gonna get fucking stung. Like, don't fucking do it. You don't know what you're signing up for, dumbass. And
Mhm.
keeps trying to fuck with this hornet. Finally, I called him over, and he came over, and I was like, don't fuck with that shit. Then it became my job to take this fucking hornet out back and shoot it, basically. So what I did was I armed myself with like a glass like candle
Mhm.
holder
Mhm.
that had a flat bottom on it, and a butane blowtorch, and fucking the thing got between the screen and the window, and it was crawling around. So I fucking hit it with the torch,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And the fucking thing went like zzz in there, and because it was on fire and shit. And then it's like the screen, the screen started smoking really bad.
Ugh.
It made the room smell burnt like shit, and the wasp was somehow still alive. So I candle thing, and it stuck to the screen. The burnt ass, fucking smoky fucking screen. It was like sizzling on there and shit. And yeah, no, mom's gonna be pissed when she fucking goes in there to clean and she sees what I did. There's like a, I think the window's kind of blurry too
Mm.
from the
Mhm.
fucking torch, dude. I did kill the fuck out of that thing though.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then after that I played on my phone a little bit. Garfield fucking left. He was too pussy to fucking fight this fucking hornet with me. So played on my phone for a little bit, decided now would be a good time to be whacking my penis, so I
Mm.
went and did
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Got fucking jizz all over the fucking place, and yeah, then the power came back on, and now I'm at work. I'm working right
Mhm.
now.
Mhm. Sometimes work needs a little bit of laughs too. Uh,
Yeah, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Do you think
yeah,
that was? Do you think? Do you think Jack Torrance in The Shining flipping out and killing his family was a reasonable crash out?
I think
Would that be a reasonable crash out?
I think whatever happens in Predator movies is a deserving crash out too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about The Shining here. Like, was
Yeah,
he in the right for like? Yeah, you
yeah,
think he was?
yeah.
The kid was being annoying and
He
the
was
wife was
getting
being a
his
bitch, so he had
schizo
to.
raging, man. It happens. It
Yeah,
happens.
Yeah, the boy was being annoying and the wife was being a bitch, so he had to fucking crash out and try and axe murder them.
That's technically what
Yeah,
happens
dude.
in God of War.
Yeah.
Kratos crashes out in God of War and kills
All right.
people.
Yeah, I'm glad we have a definitive answer between us on that.
Yeah.
That The Shining, that was a reasonable crash out for him to do that.
It was also like, for him, he was just like, he owns the property now. And then the mental abuse of like all the spirits in the house, mansion, giant fucking whatever you want to call it, factory, I guess. I don't know. Uh,
Hmm.
all the spirits in there kind of corrupt him into killing.
Hmm.
But his crash out is that he doesn't want to do it, but he has to do it. That
Yeah.
is a fucking thinker when you think about it.
Yeah. I'm still going with the Shining incident being a definite reasonable crash out in this one. That's
Hmm.
my
In a way, the guy was innocent.
Yeah, well, he didn't do anything. Well, like I said, the kid was being annoying. The wife was a bitch. Like,
Yeah,
come on, like let's get him to quit fucking doing
I,
that.
I still don't
You know?
understand how the temperature was so bad that he just like auto froze though in the snow.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
that was really rough.
But another
But
good crash out is anything Predator does in the Predator movies. Because he's just trying to learn and expand his knowledge of how to fight humans after like the first movie.
do you think you know how in the beginning of The Shining they give you exposition about how like Jack Nicholson fucking accidentally like dislocated Danny's shoulder or whatever
Yeah,
'cause he was drunk. Do you
yeah.
think like that was also a reasonable crash out in the same vein as the hotel crash out? Like that it was okay that he did that. He fucking jerked the kid's arm, dislocated his shoulder.
Well, he's a drunk man. These things are bound to happen if you're drunk as
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And I mean the kid I remember Jack saying like the kid made a mess. He had like his shit all over the place like
Quit fucking gooning in your in your room,
yeah.
crack.
So what's your verdict with that one? Reasonable? Reasonable.
Well,
Or
he's drunk as
that
shit, so he's not thinking in his right mind. Therefore, I think
yeah.
it was a fine thing because he literally could not control himself. Uh,
So a reasonable crash out then?
yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All
I'm
right.
drawing
Yeah,
a weird
I
fine
agree.
line, but it's a fine line.
Yeah, I don't worry. I agree with you 100%. I think that that was also a reasonable crash out for Jack Torrance to do that.
The most reasonable crash out is Mr. Soprano himself. Whenever there's no gabagoo.
Yeah, no, every single Tony Soprano crash out I think is reasonable.
Yeah.
There's never been a thing that he's like pissed off and yelling and smashing shit about been like, "Come on, Tony, it's not that bad." Like every time he's doing that, I'm like, "Yeah, you know what, Carmela, she is being kind of a bitch right now, you know. You had every right to fucking to fucking break shit in the house when yelling at her.
Oh
Completely
man.
reasonable.
You know
He's the
what's
breadwinner. He can do that."
the most unreasonable crash out is is it okay if I spoil a video game? Can I
I don't
spoil
care.
Far Cry 6? It's
I
been
don't
out
give a
for a
rat's
couple of
ass.
years.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Spoil
Uh
whatever you want.
well, spoiler warning for those who are playing
Spoiler
or want to
alert!
play that game.
Trigger
Uh
warning,
a
trigger
very
warning.
unreasonable crash out is Giancarlo Esposito's character stabbing his son and then slicing his own neck open as the ending
Damn.
to the game.
That's a crazy crash out, dude.
Yeah, he was like, "We're cornered, and you're gonna die with me, kid. I don't give a shit." And then he stabs
Wow.
him. You literally
Wow.
hear like the dramatic like Final Destination shing, and the kid's fucking dead.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Juan
I got done with
Juan
Far Cry
Carlo.
6 Wednesday,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty decent game. It's not as good as 4, it's not as good as 5, and it's definitely not as good as 3.
Yeah.
I did not play 2, which makes me not a real fan.
You're not a
Uh,
real Far Cryer.
yeah, but I heard 2 is like the most impressive one.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people I've talked to really like it.
I don't know, maybe in the next couple months I'll set time aside to play Far Cry 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
god. Dude, we're on the pond. Dude.
What? Oh yeah,
Dude.
whoops. Sorry.
Ugh.
Whoops.
Where are we at? Like
Yeah.
37? Alright. Somewhere by like 37. Alright. But yeah. Um I I don't know. It's been really tough for me to really get into games recently outside of like Mass Effect or the Arkham universe. And then Far Cry 6 has been rotting on my Xbox for a year, and I bought it for like $6. And I was like, well, I should probably be done with this game by now. So I set time aside and played the entirety of it.
Yeah, you worked it into your schedule.
Yeah, my busy schedule of sorry, I was thinking of a funny word. My busy schedule of jelking and then watching YouTube and then applying to places and then jelking.
Yeah. Yeah. Not actually like masturbating, you're just stretching
Yeah, I'm doing a Drake from the Drake video the
it.
entire time.
I just joking my shit, you know what I mean? I just be joking my shit, boy, not saying no man. Always be joking my shit.
Uh
I
huh.
grab it
Uh huh.
I grab it from the top and I start stretching my shit. I start stretching my shit. One time I stretched my shit up to my fucking nose, man. You know what it is.
What's funny is that for the
Dick looks like a empty garden hose when I bring it out of my pants and it's flaccid.
D&D session Wednesday, we were doing vampire, but I got so fucking late because of Nashville traffic coming back
Yeah.
from a thing I had to do. And when I got back to the house, um, they just started bringing up uh, the superhero campaign for Batman that we were doing at one point.
Hmm.
And Logan was like, "Oh, I really want to be the fucking gooner, dude. There's literally a power called like Goober Goo or something like that."
Oh God.
Yeah, and he was like, "I just want to do that the entire time. That'd be sick."
He wants his character's a coomer.
Yeah, and I was like, man, why are you not the Joker? Like that's so there. If you're friends with the Joker, you could be the Joker, man. It's not
Yeah,
that
the
far off.
Joker.
And Atlas, they were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, dude, if I joined the Batman campaign, my character, I'd totally make the fucking Niggler.
Ah, there you go. That one worked.
Yeah, but I would totally do it.
Hell yeah,
That
dude.
guy, I want
Whoa,
him.
Jesus.
And instead of like question marks on his suit, he has a bunch of N's. He has a bunch of N's all.
It's not even the full word. It's just N.
And instead of like a
N.
mask, instead of like his normal mask, he has a shiesty.
Ah, okay.
But still the regular, like it's still the regular Riddler colors, and he's still wearing the suit. It just has N on it, you know.
Gotcha.
And yeah. That I'm pretty sure that's a Come Town bit, but I think we can use that. I think it's fine.
While you were out in New York City,
Yeah.
I was watching WrestleMania,
Yeah.
the 41st or second one. I think of 41st. All right, so I'm going to do a quick rundown of the main event for night one of the two-night show. And by rundown, I mean literally just telling you who's in it, and then who won, and then how they won.
Yeah.
All right, so the main event for night one is Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. A pretty good three-way in that situation.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is a guy that started about,
Seth Rogen.
yeah, he started about 13 years ago. Same thing with Roman Reigns. And then CM Punk has been around since like 2006.
C are Seth Rogen Reigns and Seth Rogen. Yeah.
Are you doing alright?
Yeah.
Are you doing good?
So I was trying to fit Seth into the other two because
Uh, uh,
yeah. Anyhow, continue.
but
Sorry.
but but all right. So as a basic rundown, instead of me saying uh, all the technical terms, is how I'll put it. I'll just say who's a bad guy and who's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right. So Roman Reigns is in the middle because he doesn't have his manager Paul Heyman in his corner. Seth Rollins has been in the middle pretty much all year so far. And CM Punk is a good guy.
Okay.
So they have a very big match. They have a bunch of fun spots. They go all around the ring. They're doing a bunch of callbacks and stuff. And then we reach the end of this match. I literally just sped you through like a 20-minute match in like a minute. Uh, the ending
Nice.
of the match is Paul Heyman crawling into the ring. Since it's a triple threat, there is no disqualification. So Paul Heyman goes wha-bam into Roman Reigns' crotch, turning Roman Reigns
Ooh,
into a good
a
guy.
low blow.
Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, does that mean Punk's gonna be a bad guy? Oh, this is crazy. And then he does the same exact fucking thing to CM Punk. CM Punk
Oh,
is a
nice.
good guy. So, now we know there's two good guys as a result of this match. What about Seth Rollins? Oh, there's a handshake involved and a chair for the ordeal. Seth Rollins is a bad guy, and he beats the shit out of Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and with a chair until he wins. He literally just smacks the shit out of people for like a minute, and then he pins one of the guys. I believe it was Roman. I might be wrong.
Nice. Nice.
That's the end of night one. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Night two, main event. 16-time world champion John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
I
He
want your WWE so bad. John Cena, you win WWE.
Yeah, John Cena is in the main event of night two, which would have been a little while ago, like
Yeah.
three Sundays ago, something like that.
Yeah, man. About a week ago. Yeah. Shout out, Young Thug, man. Know what I'm
Uh.
saying, man?
But it's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes has held this belt for a full year. But John Cena's also only properly competed full time recently for the past 5 months. Or 4 months. So everybody's like, oh, well, it should probably be Cody Rhodes who wins this ordeal. But that is not the case. John Cena, by wrestling the most I don't like wrestling style, which is literally him doing clotheslines and walking around and talking very loud, wins him his 17th title.
Wow.
He breaks a record that he was sharing with Ric Flair for most world championships. And now John Cena is going to face Randy Orton next week in a pay-per-view.
Nice.
To figure out which one of them is better than the other for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
That is my very, very quick rundown of the main events of WrestleMania, because the rest of it was very, very The Intercontinental Championship was fought for, and everybody liked that match, but outside of that, it was very, very simple stuff.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just saw Stone Cold fucking come in, fucking riding a goddamn fucking ATV and fucking riding around the fucking ring in it and shit, and fucking the second he said like 2 words and already the audience is going, what?
Yeah. Right as Stone Cold was riding out, in my head I went, where are his kitty cats? Where are Macho and Poncho at? My favorite kitty cats, where are they? And I was like, you could have made a custom carrier and brought them out and went, these are my cats, brother. Hell yeah, brother, and smack the cats together.
These are my 2 cats right here. If you disrespect them, I'm going to put your head through a wall. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
And then I'm going to put your face in the toilet. What? And then I'm going to fucking make my cat shit on you. What? And then I'm going to come on you. What? Can I get a hell yeah? That's my favorite sound effect I have.
I just hate that it's so cut off. I need to fix that.
I think it works. I think it's like the perfect length. It gets the point across. I mean, it would be cool to get the whole thing. It would be funny to get the fucking thing and then just spam it for an entire show while we talk over it.
Maybe that's a Logan task. Whenever Logan's back on, we just force him to press it 100 times.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
He would go,
for us.
Why do this to me? Why?
Yeah. No, man. I think about Stone Cold Steve Austin every day. When I wake up, I'm thinking about Stone Cold. When I'm brushing my teeth, thinking about Stone Cold. When I'm fucking doing my job, thinking about Stone Cold.
When you're
joking. I come home, take a shower, thinking about Stone Cold. I get my clothes on, thinking about Stone Cold.
What?
And then I go to school.
What?
And I'm thinking about Stone Cold.
What?
And then I come home from school.
What?
And I'm still thinking about Stone Cold.
What?
And then when I go to bed.
What?
I'm still thinking about Stone Cold. And when I'm dreaming.
What?
I'm thinking about Stone Cold. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then he Stone Cold stunners a fucking Vietnamese guy like Wahlberg. Actually, I think Mark Wahlberg like stabbed that guy's eye out or something. He did
Mark
something fucked up
Mark
to that
Wahlberg,
Vietnamese guy.
I think he stabbed a guy in the liver and then called him a CH word.
Well, I remember in that video, he's like, "You fucking Vietnamese piece of shit." Like, dude, chill,
Jesus.
bro. Even if say I really fucking hate a guy who happens to be a different race from me, and he's on the ground and I'm kicking him, the last thing I'm gonna say is like, I'm gonna call him a piece of shit by nationality. Like I'm not. That's like fucking crazy.
Yeah. Uh, Shit, what was it? There was a radio show yesterday when I was driving home, and they brought this girl on for like 5 minutes. Well, 2.5 minutes, I think. And she was like doing a very quick sports rundown. She was like, "The Clippers destroyed the Nuggets, and some guy hit a home run in baseball, and this is crazy." And then one of the co-host guys, he's probably like 10 years older than this lady, but he's like, "Yo, maybe live stream your reaction tomorrow for that game 7, man. Like, live stream that shit." And she was like, that's a weird request, cuz like we have an age gap here. This is weird." And he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, no, no, no. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. I mean react whenever you whenever they win." And it was like a weird, like, awkward moment at like 11, not even 11, like 1 in the morning radio, where this guy almost got ousted for like flirting with this girl.
Holy shit.
And I was like, dude, can you imagine getting canned from a 1 a.m. radio show?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
scary.
That's sad.
That's
That's sad,
sad.
dude. 1 a.m. talk radio show.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's what this was. I mean, we
Honestly, I
already
think
don't get a
people
whole lot
would
of.
watch it
I think so. Yeah, we'd get like
or
second
listen
and
to it.
third shift commuters listening to this fucking drivel
Well, they would.
talking about talking about how about old Steve Austin 24 hours a
Dude,
day.
I would have to move you down or something, or I would have to move up, or we would have to sign for like a Kentucky station and meet in the middle.
I could see us being on like us streaming on a Kentucky local radio station at 1 a.m.
Welcome back to
Somebody accidentally.
UKCLA.
Yeah. Yeah, it has the fucking. Did you do the jackass thing?
Kinda.
That reminds me. Before the show, we were talking about different names. Like, what if they called Jackass asshole? And I came up with one. What if they just called it the N word?
Okay. I pointed. I was like, "Oh, wait!
No, I'm
Don't
not
say
saying the
that!
actual
Don't
thing.
say that!"
But just imagining Johnny Knoxville fucking being like, "Hey, Evansville, welcome to or down, 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 down." Nothing's different about the show. It's the same show, same fucking movie. They just the name
Hey
is the
guys,
N
it's
word.
me, Steve O, and welcome back to Beep. Today we're gonna be going off the Grand Canyon on a Segway.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about too, like meeting Steve-O in real life and being like, "Hey, aren't you the guy from that fucking asshole movie? Aren't you the guy from fucking asshole?" Yo, I liked when you went in the porta potty and ate shit on that fucking asshole movie you guys do.
it's
Shit's
like
funny.
it's like going up to fuck. You go up to Sylvester Stallone and you're like, "Yo, Sly, I saw your ass in that fighting movie. That shit was crazy." Just completely
Yeah,
ignore the name.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Hey,
fucking boxing show was
what was
crazy,
this?
dude.
I you did the boxing. That was a good movie there,
Yeah,
Stallone. Yeah.
yeah.
New
You totally
York, New
didn't
York
do
forever.
HGH in 2011 to look the way you looked.
Yeah, listen, Dwayne Johnson. I mean, Sylvester Stallone. Everybody hits the juice a little bit.
uh,
Yeah,
Sylvester Stallone was like
asshole.
60 for Expendables 3, and
Yeah,
he looks like he's trying to be 50 because he jet
yeah,
black dyed his hair, and then he cut it down to a goatee in the in the facial
yeah.
hair and dyed it black.
Fucking going up to Sylvester Stallone, going, "Hey, are you the guy from that ass?" Yo, dude, what stunts did you
dude,
do on the asshole movie,
dude,
Sylvester Stallone?
Stallone, weren't you in that movie where you fly out of a plane and explode into giblets on the floor?
Yo,
That's fucking
Sylvester,
crazy.
Sylvester Stallone, we're fucking movie. The one with the stunts, like Steve O's in it, and Johnny Knoxville's there, and Bam Margera.
Yeah,
That
you
N
did a
word
stunt. You
movie.
did a stunt with Tom Hanks. Just fuck up. You just fuck up Tony Hawk's name. Yeah, fucking Tom Hanks, man. You were with Tom Hanks. That was
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
If I ever met Tom Cruise, I'd probably call him Tom Hanks. I think that'd be kind of fun.
You walk up to shit. You walk up to like Jason Momoa, and you're like, "Yo, it's Jason Statham. That's crazy, dude."
Dude, if I saw
Just ruin
Jason
his
Momoa,
life.
I'd be like, oh my god, Jason Momoa, I loved you, Chicken. Chicken Jockey was one of the best movies I've seen yet this year, and I'm so glad that you were in it as the garbage man.
Gary the Garbage Man Garrison.
Yeah,
A
man.
top 4 character in American media.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Goofy, Donald, Mickey Mouse, Gary the Garbage Man Garrison.
How much money would you bet that Jack Black knows what Slendy Tubby is?
Probably like
I'd put a
2K.
solid, yeah, I would put a pretty good amount of money that he knows what that is.
And he would go,
It just,
Slender Tubby.
yeah, he'd
And
be like Slendy Tubby.
he'd be like, back on Jablinski Games. It's time for Slender Tubby.
Yeah, yeah, man, that would be fucking
What's up,
awesome.
Jables? It's Jablinski.
That's who he is. Saying hi to himself.
What if there was
Have you
two
ever,
Jack Blacks in the same
dude? If
fucking
there's,
room?
dude, that's something. I feel like I would be like, something stupid to think about, but I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, what if there was two Jack Blacks? I mean, one Jack Black's a lot, man.
Wait, I got another thing. What if
A third Jack Black? I don't know if I can fucking handle this shit, man. I'm going crazy
what
here.
if Jack Black is what happened after Saddam Hussein went into the 6 foot plus hole?
Dog, if they do like a Saddam Hussein biopic, I hope they get Jack Black to play Saddam. He's
Do
so
they
sick.
Photoshop him to be skinny or do they keep him the same?
I mean, Saddam wasn't a very skinny guy. He kind of was pretty portly.
Mhm.
But I could see Jack Black fucking putting on the Saddam Hussein costume.
I could also see Pedro Pascal doing it now, which is bad for my mental.
I could see him being Saddam Hussein also.
He would just talk like this the entire time.
Yeah, we
And
need
people would love
we
him.
straight up need a Saddam Hussein. It's like sympathetic towards him.
Hmm.
I want a sympathetic Saddam Hussein story
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like he's just like a misunderstood artist. Wait, never mind. That's Hitler. Can't do that storyline. That's already been done. Gotta think of something else.
Maybe
He
Saddam
wanted.
Hussein thing is he's in a low income area and he
Yeah,
watches his parents like get kidnapped or something.
yeah. We can just like completely just lie about his like early upbringing. We can say that he was poor, and we can say that he always wanted to go to Hollywood to be an actor, but
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
his dad always wanted him to be the dictator of Iraq.
Yeah, his
Specifically,
and his dad also printed out porn images over early internet and kept
yeah,
it in a secret file.
yeah. Saddam Hussein found pornography when he was 11, and his dad was being really hard on him to do well in school so he
Yeah,
could be a dictator of
yeah.
Iraq someday.
And Saddam's dad is literally like the earliest stage of gooner that you could
Yeah.
ever be.
But you know,
Uh,
Saddam wants to fucking go to Hollywood. He wants to be an
uh-huh.
actor. He wants to like kiss Jennifer Aniston in a movie and stuff.
Mhm.
But like,
Mhm.
so he's like doing his acting thing. But anytime his dad like catches him acting, he's like, no, you can't do that. And then he
Mhm.
like makes him inhale. He makes him inhale like mustard gas, and that's
Jesus.
well, no, because that's like a foreshadowing thing. Because Iraq goes to war with Iran
Mhm.
eventually,
Mhm.
because that happens in real life, so it's got to happen in the movie.
Mhm.
Um, just like Saddam Hussein's totally real backstory we just made up for him. And so, like, his dad makes him huff mustard gas, and then when he goes to war with Iran, he's like, "Oh my God, my dad, he used to punish me by making me huff mustard gas. Like we can use this on the Iranians."
Ah.
So they start. So that's how they start using like, gas attacks
Mhm.
in the Iran-Iraq war, and then Iran responds. So I think that would be really cool. That would like tie in like the probably like middle part of the movie. I think would be the Iran-Iraq. Well, no, well I don't know.
Hmm.
I'd have to look up my Saddam Hussein history again, but I think that would be a really cool like foreshadowing moment to like Saddam's idea to gas attack people in a war.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop it for
Yeah.
this week's Northwest Trenches. Northwest Trenches number 68.
Oh, one more, and it's the episode 69 special.
Should we have the gay boop kissing meme in the background for the
Yeah,
next
yeah, for
one?
that one, definitely doing
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, see you guys later.
Goodbye, everybody.
And you don't seem to understand.